Canelo looks unbeatable to me at 168 right now. When I watch him train and when I watch him go through 168 and fight these guys, I get the same feeling that I got with Floyd through his run at welterweight, 147. The only difference is Canelo's actually fighting the top guys at 168, where Mayweather wasn't fighting the top guys at 147. I wish he would have fought Paul Williams, Antonio Margarito, Carlos Quintana, all those guys. But in my head, Floyd would have beat all of those guys had he fought them. I don't see Caleb Plant being able to beat Canelo. However, I think he has the mental fortitude to stay in the fight longer. Not longer, but to give him more of a fight than Billy Joe Saunders did. I always saw Billy Joe Saunders as mentally weak. He has better technical boxing ability than Caleb Plant, but Caleb Plant, I think, is going to try, he's going to attempt to take the fight to Canelo. Whereas Billy Joe Saunders did for a little while, and then once he started getting hit, you started to see him give. I don't know if there's going to be that give in Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant may be the type of guy that goes out on his shield. So he might actually get knocked out earlier than Billy Joe Saunders, but I think the entertainment value is going to be higher. I think he's going to make it a tougher night for Canelo. I think Canelo is going to know he was in a fight, but as each round goes on, that skill level is going to start to show. The power is going to start to show. The experience is going to start to show, because there's a huge experience gap between Canelo and Caleb Plant. Huge. I mean, humongous. Caleb Plant hasn't seen anything like Canelo. And Canelo has seen guys as good and better than Caleb Plant. And Caleb Plant doesn't really bring anything to the table style-wise that Canelo hasn't seen either. And I think all those things are going to be the difference. And I'll give my official prediction as the fight gets closer, but I just say this to say Caleb Plant will be an entertaining fight for Canelo. It'll be a fight more interesting and more entertaining than Billy Joe Saunders. I think he'll give Canelo more. I think Canelo will have to reach into deeper places than he did with Billy Joe Saunders. Being that Caleb Plant is a mentally tougher fight. No, he's not going to be a puzzle to break down like Billy Joe Saunders was, but mentally tougher. But I just don't see anybody beating Canelo right now at 168. And it really goes to show you how tough Triple G was at 160, to where he went life and death with Canelo twice, and nobody else has been able to do that with Canelo recently. And Triple G was up there in age, so you got to give Triple G his credit. But right now, I'd love to see the Triple G trilogy, but I think Canelo handles them easier now, being that Triple G is up there even further in age, and Canelo looks to be in his ultimate prime right now. But I think if Canelo's going to lose, it's going to be to a weight thing. He's going to have to move up to 175 and face a naturally bigger guy who he's just going to have to bite off more than he can chew. But that might not even be the case at 175 right now. I think Canelo moves up to 175 and looks good as well if he does that. Might have to be a cruiserweight who beats him at this point. So Canelo looks good. He looks strong. And I don't see anybody beating him right now.